Hey everybody, and welcome to Long Story Short with Uncle Jeff. Today we will be continuing the exciting story of the Gatewatch. It's time for Dominaria. When we last left our heroes, they had just suffered a great defeat at the hand of Nicol Bolas. Bolas allowed them to live for some unknown reason, so they all planeswalked away. Most of them went to Dominaria, where they planned to meet up with Ajani. As they emerge from the Blind Eternities, the Gatewatch look around and see that Jace is not with them. Gideon assures the rest of the Gatewatch that Jace was most likely delayed somehow, but Nissa is certain that Jace has abandoned them. Nissa also wants to know why Liliana has led them to Dominaria. Liliana reminds Nissa that Ajani told them that they should meet here, but Nissa is having absolutely none of that. Nissa points out that Liliana's last demonic master, Belzenlock, is here on Dominaria. Nissa expects the rest of her friends to back her up, but Gideon sides with Liliana, so Nissa rage quits the Gatewatch. Chandra's all like, "We lost because I'm weak. I need to train and stuff," so she walks away too. So now Liliana and Gideon are alone, and they start walking through the marsh looking for a nearby town. Liliana is surprised to see how much has changed since she was last here. You see, Gideon and Liliana are actually in the same place that Liliana was born and raised. 200 years ago, when Liliana was a teenager, her brother Jozu was dying. Liliana tried to heal Jozu, but accidentally turned him into a zombie. The realization of killing her brother caused Liliana's spark to ignite, and then she planeswalked away. Now that she's back, Liliana notices that the presence of the Demon Lord Belzenlock can be felt everywhere. Liliana and Gideon come to a town where they are attacked by some of Belzenlock's forces. Liliana is horrified to realize that the demon's armies are led by her brother Jozu. Belzenlock has turned Jozu into a lich and is using him to command countless undead. Liliana and Gideon are able to defeat the force that attacked the town, but Jozu is still out there. Liliana realizes that if she uses the Chain Veil to destroy Jozu and give him rest, she will be too weak to fight Belzenlock. Liliana knows that she will need Gideon's help. She tells him the truth about her brother, and is surprised to find that Gideon is willing to help her. Gideon rallies the people of the town and the warriors who have come to fight the undead. Then he leads them to Liliana's childhood home, which is the only place where Jozu can be unmade. A great battle takes place, and at the end, Liliana confronts Jozu. She uses the Chain Veil and destroys him, giving him eternal rest. But now Liliana is powerless, and she will need to find a new way to kill Belzenlock. In the meantime, I have to tell you about some other people. This lady's name is Joyra, and you wouldn't know it, but she's super duper old. Joyra has done a bunch of stuff that we don't have time to get into right now, but she's focused on defeating Belzenlock and his cabal. Joyra has just finished excavating and repairing the remains of the Weatherlight, which is a legendary airship. Joyra flies the Weatherlight to Benalia City, where Ajani is waiting for her. Ajani boards the Weatherlight and tells her that she needs to meet up with the rest of the Gatewatch. Ajani and Joyra find Gideon and Liliana, who tell Ajani everything that has happened since they last met. Ajani's all like, "Well crap guys, didn't I tell you couldn't beat Nicol Bolas?" And Gideon's like, "Well yeah, I guess you did." And Ajani's all like, "Yo, we gotta go meet these other planeswalkers I got so we can prepare for Bolas." And Gideon's like, "Nah, we're gonna go kill Belzenlock." And Ajani's like, "Why doesn't anyone listen to me?" So Ajani planeswalks away. But Joyra's all like, "Yo, that Belzenlock guy is the worst, so I'll totally help you kill him." So Liliana and Gideon join the crew of the Weatherlight, which consists of Joyra, Shana, Raph, Tiana, who is an angel mechanic, and Arvad, who is a nice vampire that doesn't eat people, usually. Anyways, Joyra's all like, "We need to find the secrets of the Cabal stronghold. We should capture a Cabal agent and interrogate him." So they go to the Tolarian Academy because they heard rumors that agents are infiltrating it, and they find a Cabal agent and interrogate him. And not only do they learn about the stronghold and the peeps guarding it, they also find out that Belzenlock has the Black Blade there. The Black Blade is this ancient sword that sucks the soul out of its victim and uses the soul to become more powerful. Gideon's like, "That is terrible." And Liliana's like, "We could use that." And Gideon's like, "Do we really want to use the soul-sucking sword?" And Liliana's like, "Oh, absolutely." But either way, the stronghold is too heavily defended for the heroes to just waltz in. So Joyra's all like, "We should go find some more friends." So the heroes go and find Teferi, and then they go and find Karn. And when they get to the place where Karn is, they notice that Chandra is there. You see, Chandra went looking for Jaya Ballard because Jaya is really good at setting things on fire, and Chandra wants to be really good at setting things on fire. And Jaya is hanging out with Karn because Karn is trying to find an artifact called the Silix, which is basically a giant bomb. Karn wants to take it to New Phyrexia and blow the entire place up, but that is a whole other story. Anyways, Joyra's all like, "Yo, Karn, help us kill Belzenlock." And Karn's like, "No, I need to destroy New Phyrexia." And Joyra's like, "Please." And Karn's like, "Okay, sure." So Chandra, Karn, and Jaya board the Weatherlight, and the heroes depart to go fight Belzenlock. On the way there, they meet Slimefoot, who's this little mushroom dude. Slimefoot grew out of the walls of the ship and has been there all along, apparently. So now Slimefoot is a part of the crew, too. Also, Jace shows up, fresh off of Ixalan, and is all like, "Yo, friends, I am back. I know what Bolas is planning. Let's go to Ravnica." And Gideon's all like, "No, we gotta go free Liliana." And Jace is all like, "That's a waste of time. She's just gonna abandon us as soon as she doesn't need us anymore." But Gideon believes in Liliana, and he won't give up, so Jace just planeswalks away. Anyways, the Weatherlight lands near the Cabal stronghold. Gideon, Chandra, and Teferi get off to go infiltrate the stronghold. Teferi slows time around Gideon and Chandra so that they can sneak past the Cabal guards with ease. Then the Weatherlight flies around to create a distraction on the other side of the stronghold. But before it can reach its destination, the Weatherlight gets attacked by a giant frog monster. Yargle grabs the Weatherlight and starts to pull it down. But then Slimefoot calls up Muldrotha and is all like, "Yo, help our brother out." And Muldrotha shows up and eats Yargle, so the Weatherlight gets to keep going. The heroes reach their destination and prepare to enter the stronghold, but then Urgaros shows up, so the Weatherlight faces off with him while Liliana enters the stronghold. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, Gideon and Chandra are sneaking through the Cabal's stronghold. They find the Black Blade in the vaults and then go to confront Belzenlock. Belzenlock is fast and powerful, and Gideon has a hard time landing a blow on him. Chandra is busy burning all the endless cultists running to save their master. Then Liliana shows up, and together she and Gideon defeat Belzenlock. With Belzenlock's defeat, Urgaros and the other specters fade away, and the battle is won. Liliana is finally free of her last demonic master. The Planeswalkers all meet up after the battle. Teferi, Jaya, and Karn have all decided to go to Ravnica, and Teferi even takes the Oath of the Gatewatch. The heroes all planeswalk away. They arrive on Ravnica to meet with Jace and find that Liliana is missing. She didn't planeswalk with them. Chandra wants to go back and look for her, but Jace tells her not to waste her time. Jace is convinced that Liliana was always planning to betray the Gatewatch as soon as they didn't need her anymore. Gideon is sad and confused. He was sure that Liliana had changed. Back on Dominaria, Liliana looks around in panic. For some reason, she was prevented from planeswalking. Then Nicol Bolas appears. He explains that as the broker of Liliana's contract, he added a clause that would make her belong to him if her masters were all killed. Liliana wants to defy Bolas, but she realizes that doing so would mean her death. So she reluctantly follows Bolas as he planeswalks away. And that's the end of Dominaria. What will happen next? Will the heroes be able to free Liliana from her contract? Will the people of Ravnica be able to unite against the coming invasion? Will people finally stop ignoring Johnny's priceless advice? We'll find out next time. I've been Uncle Jeff. Thanks for watching.